Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm Mr. Redcliffe. Welcome back to another episode of Formula 1 2020, my team career. So as you saw at the start, I was just setting up some events yet again. I actually had an invitational event in, pretty sure it was Zandvoort. Just had to drive around a couple of laps. And I actually got $150,000 for that, so that was actually pretty nice. So yeah, episode 4. At the Chinese Grand Prix. So here I am, starting my first flying lap. I didn't really get quite a good exit off that last corner. But of course, in the last episode, I did get taken out by the torpedo himself, Daniel Kvyat, in Hanoi, Vietnam. It was on lap 12, I'm pretty sure. It was actually going quite well before. Well, it wasn't really. It was quite a bad weekend, but I'm pretty sure if I wouldn't have been taken out by Kvyat when I did, I would have actually been able to get a pretty decent result, or maybe even some points. Like I did in the Grand Prix before in Bahrain, which is actually still my best weekend yet. I qualified P7 and I finished P8, I'm pretty sure, which is still like the best team results so far. But let's hope we change that soon. So those aero upgrades, I'm pretty sure come in. Well, no, I'm pretty sure they're already on this car. I'm not too sure. So for the setup, I went with like the standard higher top speed package. But I'm actually going to drop it down to 6 on the front wing, and I'm going to keep it on 4 for the rear wing on my second flying lap, just to get around the first 2 sectors a bit better and a bit faster. I actually do make up quite a lot of time later on, because sure, you need high top speed down this straight over here, but you also need to be able to get around the corners in a pretty decent like time, and not just completely lose all the time over there, and you're not going to be able to catch up on the main straight. So across the line, for the first flying lap, a 1:34, which actually by the time I get to the garage is a P8. So here I am in the second flying lap. I also don't get a really good exit out of the last corner. I'm already losing time, but I'm kind of making it up, so let's see how much I make up. So I already got the changed setup for this lap, because I couldn't really, like, it was really hard to turn. It's already bad enough with this car, and with that like setup it was like really bad. So I couldn't change the rear wing because it's part firme, but I could change the front one, so I changed it to 6. And yeah, definitely, as you can see over there, it's already doing quite a lot of good. So let's see how much time I make up. It's 2 tenths up to 3 now. Still go really wide over there. I just can't turn the car in too well. So passed onto the last sector over here, I'm pretty sure this is. Yeah, so we're already up half a second. Now over here is where you can make up time and lose a lot of it. If you get a good exit, you can keep on continuing making time down the straight. But if you go wide and onto like past the curb, you just kind of lose all momentum and you lose like half a second down the straight or something. So onto the second final corner over here, still half a second up, which is amazing. We're down to P16 at the moment, so let's see how much time I make up. We get yeah, quite a bad exit over there. Luckily I don't get a penalty, which is really lucky. But 1:33, which is good enough for P13 when I come back, and Jordan is in P19. So on to our last qualifying lap over here. I get a really good exit out of the last corner finally. P13 at the moment. Let's see where I am at the end of the lap. So on turn 1 over here, just making up some time, but I'm losing it in some places. I actually do make up a lot of time into like the second part of the corner, let's say, and I am still in the green, actually 1/10 up, which is really nice. There's some kind of, I'm pretty sure that it's a Haas in front of me. Yep, that's Magnussen, so let's hope I don't lose too much time behind him. I shouldn't really. I think he's just far enough away to kind of not give me too much dirty air. As you can see, I am still making up time, which is good. I actually nailed this corner this time. I don't like go wide, which is really good. That actually gains me 2/10, which is amazing. So yeah, qualifying complete. The checkered flag waves, and so let's see how far up I can get. It's actually half a second up, which is basically how much we improved on the first flag lap. On the second one, so I'm really doing really well this time. I'm actually going to be able to be in Magnussen's slipstream, as it is quite far away, but it should do something. It doesn't really seem to be doing anything, looking at the time over there. But maybe it is going to do something. So into the second final corner over here. 6/10 up, we actually gained a lot of time on braking over there. I think we actually do lose quite a lot of time on the exit. Final corner, I actually cut it. I nearly lose the car.
With qualifying finished, it's time to remind ourselves of our top.
So there you go, here we are in P9. Well, Valtteri Bottas gets a pole position yet again. I'm pretty sure he's the championship leader at this moment, so that's good for him. So there you go, P9, and Jordan is in P19.
It's time to find out which driver is up to the task of claiming the Chinese Grand Prix. We're here in Shanghai. Shanghai International Circuit then, a 16-corner high-speed thrill ride. The long and ever-tightening right-hander at turns 1 and 2 tests a driver's patience, and the flat, open to the elements location, tests their skill in a crosswind. 2 DRS zones will assist passing, and overtaking is available into turn 1 and of course down the kilometre-long back straight into the hairpin at turn 14. Alongside me to discuss all the action today is Anthony Davidson. Thanks for joining us, Ant. And tell me, you were down in the pit lane earlier. How do you think the track conditions are today?
Well, it's looking a bit cold out there, if I'm honest. These tyres have quite a narrow operating window in terms of the temperatures they need to extract the best grip. So with a cold track surface, it's going to be harder to keep those temperatures up, which will lead to lower grip and maybe more mistakes.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, with Sebastian Vettel starting alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Leclerc, Hamilton, Alexander Albon, and Verstappen, Sainz, Ricciardo, Red, and Lance Stroll, Norris, Perez, Pierre Gasly, and Kvyat, Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, Kevin Magnussen, and Jordan King. Grosjean, Russell, Latifi, and Esteban Ocon rounds off the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
So over here, I'm setting my strategy. I'm going to go for the first one because the hard tyres are really bad on this car. I'm going to give myself some fuel, but actually I give myself too much. It's actually going to kind of be too much, and it's going to weigh my car down a bit, just too much. So it's lights out. And away we go from P9 at the start of the Chinese Grand Prix. So let's see, we don't get really too much of a good start because of the fuel, I'm pretty sure. Just the car weighs too much at the moment. But there you go, around the outside. Can we get Carlos Sainz over here? No. But I nearly clashed with Stroll over there. But there you go, in a pretty decent P9. But Stroll gets a way better exit out of that corner, and he goes ahead. But I actually dive down the inside over here. I actually nearly get Carlos Sainz over here, but I have to just back out, and I do lose the space back to Ricciardo over here, and Stroll over here too, which is quite bad. But I do go around the outside, but yeah, it's just not enough. And over here, not enough area on the car to make it work. But I do somehow make it work into the second corner over here. Take the inside line, and we're battling, but he backs out, Stroll backs out of the fight. Well, it's quite good for us. We're in the points at the moment. We're going to see where we are in 2 pit stops time. So down the main straight over here on our first lap. we're actually keeping ahead of Stroll quite nicely over here with the Mercedes engine. So in the last Grand Prix in Vietnam, of course, I got taken out by Daniel Kvyat onto like the last corner, which is actually kind of tricky in this car, and maybe in other cars too. I just went in, I turned in too early, hit like the wall, and then Kvyat actually went into the back of me because he had nowhere to go. So I actually cut out the formation lap out of this because I went a bit too fast forwards, and then I went back to kind of like to stop, but I went on to the reverse and I just kind of got like taken out of the formation lap. So as you can see over here, we're coming in for another set of soft tyres onto lap 5 over here. Nothing really happened. I just kind of stayed behind Ricciardo and in front of Perez. I'm pretty sure Norris actually passed Perez a couple laps ago, but yeah, nothing really happened too much. So we've got to go on to lean mixture to save as much fuel as possible over here, and let's see what kind of pit stop we get. So over here, our pit stop, of course, the last one out of all of them, and we don't really jump Ricciardo. It was really, we were too far behind him, just like entering the pit stop. So I'm pretty sure Stroll did already pit, as I make a huge mistake over there, go on the curbs, and I nearly spin, but I just about hold on, and I don't lose actually too much time, if any. So on to lap 21 here. I am not lap 21. I am in P21 on to lap 6. So yeah, I am in P21. I'm gonna make a move on Ricciardo over here. I do not have enough ERS, like I've hit the deployment limit. I somehow squeezed past both cars over there. There's apparently a yellow flag somewhere, and I do actually make it work. So Antonio Giovinazzi is actually out of the session, and the virtual safety car is deployed. So it's actually kind of unlucky for us. If we would have pitted a lap later on lap 6, going on to lap 7, I would have had kind of like a free pit stop, I guess. So yeah, that would have been really nice, but yeah, we're already in P17, so it's okay. It's actually quite a quick safety car, virtual safety car, about 15-20 seconds. So yeah, green flags, return to racing speed. As you're going to see over here, it's actually kind of like a train forming over here. I'm not really sure who's kind of slowing down. I did see a Haas car over there, it must be that. Not too sure. As you can see, in a couple laps time, we're actually going to catch up to the straight. Over here, look at this, there's I'm pretty sure 2 Red Bulls, a Haas and a Ferrari up front of the straight. And as you can see over here, I'm losing so much time. You're going to see Ricciardo catch up massively within a couple laps time. He's 4.4 seconds behind right now, but he's just going to catch up so fast because, well, even if I go for the move, as I try over here, I would just end up going into Verstappen, which is just kind of bad. So yeah, I'm losing so much time. Ricciardo's already 2.9 seconds behind me. I go for the move on Carlos Sainz over here, but I just have to back out of it because Verstappen's there, so I couldn't really just dive bomb Sainz like fully. And over here, this isn't really the best corner to overtake at, but we do get DRS, and we actually do get a good run out of the last corner. So let's see if we can actually get a good run on Sainz over here and try and overtake him. But it doesn't look like we could. I don't really want to use overtake because I don't really have too much overtake to use. I want to save my ERS for later. On to lap 11 over here. Carlos Sainz actually gets held up by this train over here, so we can actually brake a lot later than them, go down the inside. We're up to P14 ahead of Verstappen and behind Grosjean just over here, as you can see, which is really nice. So we're climbing back up slowly but surely. We need to pit again for mediums this time, which will be our last tyre that we have to pit to. As we do actually have, I'm pretty sure, better tyres over here than Grosjean, that we can actually go around the outside, but not enough to actually overtake him. We actually bump into him over there, but no damage. Pierre Gasly is out of the session, so our second retirement of the race, as Verstappen gets a way better corner out of there, and actually nearly overtakes me over there. Now onto the main straight over here. Verstappen right behind me. He might overtake me over here. I do get DRS from Grosjean, but I don't think it's going to be enough. But I send it down the inside of Grosjean, and I do get the P12, which is really nice. I would say it's me maybe like half a second before the pit stop over here. And Grosjean does actually go and pit too, so we might have got us a place by doing that. So Grosjean's pick boxes, I'm pretty sure right behind me. Yeah, there you go. So it's quite close. Now I'm pretty sure it's Williams then Haas. I'm pretty sure it's in championship order. I'm not too sure, but I'm pretty sure it is like that. So we do go down to P18 over here. On to lap 13, I'm catching up Latifi over here, as he is on mediums, but I'm pretty sure he's been on them for quite some time. Pretty sure he's doing like the kind of second strategy that we could choose, like softs to mediums to hards, and I get DRS, overtake for a bit, and I go past him down the straight, easy peasy. And they go up to P17, on to lap 16 over here, catching up the Torpedo who actually took me out in the last Grand Prix, as you may have seen. We do get quite a lot of positions because of people pitting. I just go behind Vettel as he goes into the side of Kvyat over there. I just about avoid that. I could have actually taken both of them, but I was just a bit too close. I'm pretty sure that was like, if I were just a bit further away, I could have just seen that, avoided it, gone like right, and got in two places. But I got past Kvyat, didn't get past Vettel though, and he's quite far away now. I do go around the outside of Leclerc over here, just about. Look at the really cool, those AI like mistakes happening over here. Not really sure if it like damaged Vettel's front wing, but yeah, I'm not sure. But that's really cool to see, like AIs making mistakes, like human mistakes, like Vettel going into like down the inside of Kvyat and actually making contact, nearly spinning him out. And over here, Leclerc just has like way more speed. But in the corner, I actually do get a pretty decent slipstream in the like last part of the straight over there, and I do go past him because I think that I can actually keep him behind me just about, and maybe keep that P8. So on to lap 19, I'm pretty sure just a bit further down the lap. He does get he does overtake me, but I don't actually hold back over there. So to be behind him on the DRS line over there, so I do get DRS over here just about, there you go. So we can turn that on and we can fight him yet again over here. And down the inside, he actually nearly goes out. He does what he did to Norris, I'm pretty sure, in Brazil. He kind of like swerved out to kind of get me on the brakes, but I managed to avoid him. Mostly I didn't make contact, I'm pretty sure, and I do get past him yet again. On lap 20, here he comes yet again. He just has fresher tyres, and yeah, I can't really keep up with him now because he has like, for sure, four lap like newer tyres than me, and that's quite a big advantage, especially now over here. And he just pulls away half a second nearly instantly. And yeah, just too hard for me to keep up, and I actually need to use the overtake if I want to keep up with him to get DRS over here, and actually keep DRS open, and actually makes me spin out over here, and actually loses place to Kvyat and Ricciardo, that is. And I lose quite a lot of time because I had the overtake button open, and I had just too much power going to the back wheel, so that actually spins me out down to P12 that was. Pretty sure Ocon pitted though, so back up to P11, which is nice, just behind Kvyat. So I really want to show him, get revenge on him, I guess, too, for what he did to me in the last Grand Prix. DRS open. I don't have too much overtake mode available, but I do switch that on for a bit. Down the inside, he is on hard, so I do have the tyre advantage, even if my tyres are a bit older than his. So up to P10, which is really nice. Lap 24 going on to lap 25 now. So nothing really happened. I couldn't really catch up to Ricardo. He had fresher tyres than me, and Fiat just kind of stayed behind me. I just had to kind of monitor the situation to stay ahead of him. And as you can see over here, lap 28, I'm just going to keep the full lap in. Because nothing really happened in the last lap. As you can see, Ricardo just went ahead. I'm pretty sure I could have caught up to Perez like earlier before my mistake. I might have actually finished maybe P7 this Grand Prix, but I just, yeah, I spun over there. And I actually think I could have finished maybe P7, maybe P8, and most certainly P9 if it wasn't for that mistake. Well, but I guess we got to finish P10. It is one additional point to our tally. I'm pretty sure that would bring us up to 5 points, which is nice, I guess. But yeah, it's not the Grand Prix I was after, but a point is a point, I guess. Kvyat over here, as you can see, is actually catching up to me slowly but surely, but not fast enough. And yeah, our P7, what could have been, did not happen, but maybe in the next round, which I'm not really sure what it is. What's after China? I'm not too sure. I'm kind of focused on this right now. But yeah, this is it, I guess. Last couple laps, or last couple corners even. And yeah, across the line we would be in P10, which is not really where I wanted to be, but definitely a lot better than what could have been. So across the line in P10.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
There'll be many smiles at the factory after that one. A great race and a real team performance to take the win here in Shanghai. What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
Ladies are on top form once again after an excellent race weekend. It's great to see them up on that podium once again.
So there it is, another Mercedes 1-2. Maybe one day we will be able to step up onto that podium, maybe even this season, but I'm not really sure. It'd have to be a really hectic race. But yeah, of course, next race is the Canadian Grand Prix. I did check that just really quickly right now. But P10 from P9, okay-ish, but could have been a lot better. Could have been P7 maybe, even maybe... Oh no, P7 could have been probably like the highest I could have achieved. But yeah, another okay Grand Prix, definitely a lot better than last week's, last videos. Jordan King again in P17, I'm pretty sure that is his best race finish. We do actually fall down in the driver standings, down to P50, like 15th place. But we could maybe catch up to like 10th place maybe. Our Red Sprint Racing does stay in the same place as it was before. Quite a boring Grand Prix, to be honest. But Canada next, another long power circuit, like long straight. Yeah, we're gonna see how well we do over there. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.